They overfill us with details sometimes. They overfill us with details sometimes. They overfill us with details. Hey besties, it's Nomi here, coming at you live from my bedroom. And I wanted to let you know that the second story actually turned out to be too long, so I am going to have to cut it out. I will, however, upload it as a separate video so that you all can enjoy it, because it is a great story nonetheless, and it deserves to catch its shine because I'm sure there are things that you all can offer that I was not able to at that moment. With that being said, I hope you all enjoy this upcoming video. Let's get right into this video. Bye. Alrighty, besties. Next story is from the I was about to curse. This is from the Am I the A-hole thread on Reddit. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give up opportunities that come my way for my sister's sake? Just off of reading that title alone, I'm going to have to say more than likely, probably not. But I don't know for sure, so let's get into this tea. So it says, my older sister Rita is 20 years old. She is disabled. My sister's disability comes with a lot of health issues, and while mentally she's capable, physically she cannot do much and struggled even with regular school. She never graduated high school because she got sick in senior year, and it set her way back, and she didn't get the grades in order to graduate. That's really sad. You know, despite the title of this story, that's a really, really hard pill to swallow. To know that your life was pretty much halted by something you couldn't control, that's a serious issue. She was offered the chance to repeat, but she said no because she was still really bad afterward. It's something that causes her a lot of distress, and she still cries because she feels like she failed in the worst way. Nobody can convince her differently. She doesn't work and she doesn't go to school or anything. She's at home and gets taken care of by our parents. I, 17, am still in school and am going into my senior year. There have been a lot of discussions about college or what other avenue I could go down. I was given information on this apprenticeship that could be perfect for me, and my guidance counselor wanted me to give it consideration over the summer because they take high school graduates. It's exciting. Rita was super upset to hear I had so many options, and not for the first time my parents expected me to think of her before making decisions. They suggested I focus on looking at community colleges only, or not going to college at all and going into retail or service industry job. They told me I could afford my own place if I were to do that. Okay, I am sorry, but I cannot save my commentary on that. That is so disheartening as a young woman who's only 17 years old to hear that from her parents, because her parents are so busy trying to emotionally coddle their older child. I understand that this is a situation not many people will ever fully have a grasp on, including myself, because I have no personal connections with this sort of thing going on. But at the same time, why would you halt the success of one daughter and try to emotionally disable her because your other daughter is physically disabled? I know that does not sound good coming out of my mouth, but it has to be said, because what kind of parents would try to stop their own other child from flourishing? That's neither of those children's fault. But the parents' responsibility as adults is to help that other child who's struggling because of her emotions toward her physical capabilities. Their responsibility is to help instruct and guide her so that she can continue to push forward. We are not back in the 1960s where there weren't many options to complete schooling online. There are so many programs they could have went through to go ahead and help the older sister continue on with her education. She is depressed. And that is not the younger sister's fault. The younger sister having opportunities should not be dictated by the parents because they feel guilty about their position being the caretakers of a physically disabled child who is now feeling mentally incapable because of her physical disability. That is so backwards. That is so messed up. And that is so unfair. To try to stunt the growth of your younger child. And people need to stop letting physical disabilities halt them from doing what they can do with their minds, because the mind is a powerful thing. There are people who do not use their mental and who are slow as We haven't even been through that many Reddit story episodes on this channel, and there are people who are fully physically capable of being better than what they are, and they are mentally they don't have a shot at being anything greater than what their mental can accept. This young woman is not mentally disabled. She is physically disabled, and that is an emotional hurdle that she has to get over. But that's where her parents should be providing her therapy. They should be helping her work through those emotions, because that's something that's more than likely not going to change. Why allow her to wallow in self-pity and for her to become bitter towards her younger sister because she is envious of something that, I'm sorry, but at this moment she can't have it. She can't. There is no prediction of what can happen in the future, but as of right now, she does not have the physical capabilities of her sister, but she does have the emotional understanding, and she does have the mental capability. And her parents are letting her down right now by not helping her through this dark time where she's struggling to get out. That is so messed up. But we're going to finish this story. I didn't get to go to camp because Rita couldn't, and they didn't want me to have experiences she couldn't. You know what's crazy? Like, come here, I'm gonna let you know a little secret. You know what's crazy? If the parents would have taken the initiative to do what they're supposed to do as parents, Rita could have experiences that her younger sister, who's writing in on this Reddit story, could never experience, because there are groups able to do that regular people can't afford to do, because people understand that physical capabilities can get others down. There are programs and activities that help cope with the stress of not being normal, but her parents didn't do that. They decided to basically cut her wings. All right, I wasn't allowed to participate in school plays because Rita couldn't participate in hers. My parents would actually stop my teachers from including me. They refused to sign a permission slip that would have allowed me to enter a competition on behalf of my school, because Rita would never get to have an experience like that herself, and they didn't feel it was right for me to have it then. The permission slip came in because some travel might be involved if I were to go anywhere. They pulled me out of art classes when I was young because I was doing super well and getting a lot of praise. This is really me off. My parents actually pressured me to ask if I could leave the classes, but they pulled me regardless. Rita would always get upset when I achieved something or got presented with a great opportunity. She'd cry, asking me why I got everything and she got nothing. I felt bad for her, but also resentful of the fact she was glad when our parents held me back. This became a fight when the college stuff came up again, and my parents saw me looking up the apprenticeship, and my parents asked me how I could even think about going and how selfish I would be. They said I should aim for something lower for Rita's sake. Rita heard us argue about it, and she said she knows I'm too selfish to give it up for her. I told them I hated them for expecting me to. Rita and my parents said I had no sense of family loyalty at all. Am I the a-hole? The fact that this young lady even has to consider that any of this may be her fault is horrifying to me. These are parents. I honestly believe that they're trying to set this young lady up to be the next caretaker in line to take care of her sister, which is up, because as parents, this is your life. I don't care if you didn't choose for your child to be disabled. This is a risk that you are willing to take. These parents are manipulators. I feel so sorry for this young lady. As much as it's going to be a struggle for her, if I were this girl, I would take a college opportunity as far away as possible from these people. These people are nothing but crabs in a bucket. They're trying to drag her down because they want to make the other one feel better temporarily. She's never going to completely feel better because she cannot do what her sister can do. She does not have the physical capability to move around and to get into the kind of activities that her sister can do. And the fact that they're sitting up here and trying to guilt trip a 17-year-old girl and make her feel terrible because she was born able-bodied is disgusting. When both parents are also able-bodied. Both parents also had opportunities that their oldest daughter will never have. Yet they're picking on the youngest daughter and trying to make her feel guilty for having the same experiences as any other able-bodied person. This is disgusting. I am completely disgusted by these parents. These people should not have had kids, let alone had the challenge of having a physically disabled child who is also sick. And I'm not saying sick as in mentally sick, even though she is. She can more than likely be fixed with the right environment and people actually holding her accountable for recognizing her own jealousy and doing what she can do instead of worrying about stopping her sister from doing anything more, she can more than likely be treated for her mental illness that she's suffering from, which is completely understandable because a lot of us are never going to know what it's like to be physically disabled and the mental stress that comes with that, the coping that you have to try to do with that, especially if at one point maybe she was a healthy child and then all of a sudden she came down with a chronic illness that couldn't be treated. Who knows what happened to her? She could have MS. We don't know. So clearly her mental health is taking a very big hit. And that's also due to her emotional health, which her parents are not addressing. Instead, they're trying to bound the wrist and ankle of the younger daughter instead of helping the older daughter, who clearly needs it to push forward past her physical disability and to thrive regardless. Do you know how much of a self-esteem boost that would be for the eldest daughter to actually be able to accomplish outside of her physical disability? But they're not thinking about that. All they're thinking about is temporary fixes that's going to sacrifice the younger daughter. And like I said, I really do believe that they're trying to set her up to be the next in line to take care of her older sister because they're bitter and resentful that the older sister can't get outside of the house. That's why they're trying to force the younger one to be tied down where she's not able to go anywhere or do anything because the older one can't. Young lady, this is not by any means your fault. You are not the a-hole by any means. And if anybody disagrees with me, like, y'all can find me in the comments. On this one, y'all can find me in the comments because no ma'am. No ma'am. Like I said, if you get the opportunity, you take your enroll in college and ship yourself off the furthest away you can get from your family because they are going to ruin you. Out of their own guilt as parents, they are going to ruin you. If you did end up eventually having to take care of her, just be prepared for a lot of mental, emotional, and verbal abuse because more than likely that's all she's going to have for you because she's not being taught to be emotionally mature at this moment. And with that being said, besties, that is all for tonight's video. I hope you all enjoyed it so much, even though the second one really pissed me off. It pissed me off, but it got my brain going. It mentally stimulated me, and there's nothing that I love more than to dissect and understand the thinking of other people and where they may be coming from. I am naturally just an observer. That's what I enjoy doing. That's what I like to do, and that's why I like to talk about these stories because it gives me even more insight into the inner workings of people's minds. So if you all enjoyed this content, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I really do want to see y'all the next time that I upload, and don't forget to ring the bell so that you will be notified the next time that I upload a video. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!